530 million bucks is the current amount that makes this right. So we've all done it. We bought something when we didn't have the money. You just swipe that credit card. Maybe there was a sale. It was too good to pass up. And you don't think about the fact that you're paying 20 to 30% on most credit cards for interest. And that negates every penny you just saved while the item was on sale. Well, there's a smarter way to deal with that credit card debt, and that's where today's video sponsor, Upstart, is here to help. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Rather than look at credit score alone, Upstart considers other factors like your income, current employment, and credit history to find you a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. You can even receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. To find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today, visit upstart.com/SSR. That's upstart.com/SSR. Make sure you use my URL. This way they know you came from me. That's upstart.com/SSR. What's up, everybody? Rob Ferretti here. And a while ago, you'll remember the rumblings, like 150 people saying like Hertz was having them arrested for driving their rental cars beyond the expiration date of their contracts, whatever the situation may be. The salt of the earth, right? The class action lawyers of the world, they decided to swoop in and help out these people. All right, full disclosure. I don't like class action lawyers. I think they're lawyers in general, but class action lawyers are pretty much the worst people on the planet. And in this scenario here, we've got the worst people on the planet pretty much representing other terrible people. So it's like a whole hot soup sandwich of crappy people suing Hertz. And they're not suing them for a little bit of money. They're suing them for $529.7 million so far. Now, if you do the math, they say that represents about 100 or more than 180 people, which is fancy code for saying like 181 people. There could be more that come through that come out and say like Hertz did this. Let's keep in mind that this probably goes back a sample size of just say 7 years, which I think is the legal statute in most places. There are people that are saying that Hertz had them arrested while driving their cars, right? Hey, just want to rent a car to go to Disney World. Next thing you know, they have cops pointing guns at them and arresting them for driving the cars. Now, none of that makes a lot of sense. It's a little bit of an oops. The lawyers are claiming that it's one of those scenarios that Hertz, this private company is using, or public company, whatever it is using the police to enforce their poor inventory control, right? Oh, yeah, we lost that contract. I just call the car in stolen, have the guy arrested. Who cares? And that's where I start to say, like, this doesn't make too much sense. Now, I'm not saying either party is right now. All I have is what is reported by media sources right now. And media sources, as you know, don't tell the whole story. They just want you to click on their articles. So the media is not the best either. So I don't have any sort of concrete facts. I don't have any discovery. How this works is that Hertz has to provide all their discovery, and then the lawyers have to provide their discovery, and everyone's like, okay, let me see how I can pick this apart. And they try to get to the actual truth, which may or may not ever be revealed. Now, what I can tell you is it doesn't make a lot of sense that these people are getting arrested, right? And Hertz issued a statement, and I feel like I'm going to butcher it, and for me to memorize it would be like impossible. So Hertz said, Hertz cares deeply about their customers, which I don't know if they do or they don't. And they successfully provide rental vehicles for tens of millions of travelers each year. This is true. Now you're going to take the sample size and just say we're dealing with 7 years. And just say an average of tens of millions, say an average of 20 million a year. It's 140 million rentals that we're looking at. 140 million. That's a lot of rentals, right? And there's about 150 people being like, wait a second, you stuck it to me. Now, you may think that these poor people are getting like oh, they got arrested or the cops pulled them on gunpoint. They called the rental company and be like, hey, we got your car. Oh, it's Jimmy. Yeah, we just rented it to Jimmy. No big deal, right? That's one thing. They're claiming that these people are going to jail and like spending 40 days in jail and being separated from their kids. And I'll get to that in a second because that tells more of a story than what a class action lawyer would send. And this is going to speak to that. Hertz says, unfortunately, in the legal matters being discussed, the attorneys have a track record of making baseless claims that blatantly misrepresent the facts. The vast majority of these cases involve renters who were many weeks or even many months overdue in returning their vehicles and who stopped communicating with us well beyond the scheduled due date. Situations where vehicles are reported to the authorities are very rare and happen only after an exhaustive attempts to reach the customer. That makes a heck of a lot more sense. So here you have deadbeats saying like, and there's different laws. I've talked about the fact that it's difficult to mark a rental car as stolen because there's no way, it's technically conversion where in most states where it's just a civil matter, right? A cop doesn't want to deal with this. But I don't know what is being told to the cops. That could be a gray area here where they're saying this guy disabled the car, this guy did this, did that. I don't know what Hertz's agreement with the authorities are, but I tried to report cars stolen when I knew they were stolen and the cops wouldn't do anything until a certain point in time. So it's not that easy. But the fact that the lawyers are probably blatantly misrepresenting everything and looking for those poor souls that decided to stiff the rental company and just drive the cars around, be like, what are they gonna do? Well, they'll eventually, like, I'll bring it back or they'll find it and I'll leave it somewhere, whatever. You should have no rights to somebody else's property, whether it's a big company or not, if you're not paying them, right? Once you exhaust your security deposit, and everybody's gotten that call. I don't care how rich you are. Everybody's gotten that call from somebody who hasn't gotten a transaction to process. Hey, that could be marked as fraud. Hey, we're seeing this charge. Is this accurate? Yeah, okay, try it again. You could run out of credit on your credit card, on your debit card. Even there's people use debit cards. The debit cards mostly have a $2,500 or a $4,500 daily limit, depending on who you are. All of these scenarios could come into play why somebody's credit card gets declined. Then the company calls out to the number on file. That's why a lot of times you go to a rental car company, they'll ask for your cell phone number, and then they'll call you on the spot to make sure you're not giving them a bogus number. Because a lot of people do go to Hertz because it's low-hanging fruit, any of these rental car companies, and just steal cars. Thank you very much. I've done videos about people that don't want to maintain their car, so they'll drive their car, go rent it for $20, and swap their bald tires and rims onto the rental car because they don't check that. So now they're getting a free set of tires on their car by stealing it from a rental company. All illegal, but people do it. It doesn't stop anyone from doing something because it's illegal. So now you're getting these people that are actually getting locked up, and Hertz is saying, these class action guys are like, hey, we can get you some money. And how much money is fair to give somebody who got arrested? Just say, and I'm not saying that Hertz is infallible, right? That somebody didn't screw up along the line. They hire tens of thousands of people. Somebody may have screwed up. Somebody may have not liked the shirt. Oh, the guy's wearing a Yankee shirt. Screw the Yankees. And something goes sideways and they call it in stolen. It shouldn't be stolen, lie, whatever a situation may be. That's got to be so incredibly rare. Of these people that are filing the claim, until you see the proof, I guarantee, oh yeah, I didn't pay, but I was gonna pay. That's like going to a movie theater, paying for a ticket, and then hopping theaters and watching 5 other movies, and then when you get caught, be like, oh no, I was gonna pay on the way out. Were you? Like, you were gonna pay on the way out. Why didn't you pay in the advance? Like, you could have, when the movies are playing, like. That's one of those things that these attorneys, these class action attorneys, God bless their souls, these saints, they suck. And they're probably representing very crappy people. I guarantee the list of these people, and if you look at the financial situations, and I'm not saying people not having money is a bad thing. It's the actions that you take that make you bad, right? Like, you could have no money, and then you just don't take somebody's car. Like, it's like going to a bank and feeling bad because somebody never made a payment and their car gets repossessed, and then they sue the bank for taking back their car that they never paid for. None of that really makes sense. There was a guy on Long Island, I'm not going to look up the story, but trust me on this, the guy finally got evicted after he made one mortgage payment, and you're talking 20 some odd years. He lived in a house without paying his mortgage company, and just filing multiple bankruptcies and going BS, BS, BS to stay in the house because he knew how to manipulate the system. This guy didn't pay a mortgage for 20 years. Every one of you and everyone like me, we're paying our mortgages. Why does this guy get to live there for free? Why doesn't he get thrown out? And everyone's like, throw him out, throw him out. Now these lawyers are saying, well, the other way around, man. You gotta find that person. Did you ring his doorbell? No, we didn't ring his doorbell. We called him on the numbers he gave. We emailed on the numbers. We ran the credit card. Everything got declined. And is there a situation where somebody rented the car, it was paid for, and they may have gotten arrested, or so the payment went into the wrong account or something? Who knows? Could be. But that's not a $530 million lawsuit. I guarantee a majority of these are probably, if not baseless, pretty bending of the truth. You're trying to portray these people to be, these poor people that went out, and that's not poor as in a financial sense, but these poor victims here probably weren't really victims. They were trying to take advantage of a large company. Think it's like shoplifting, right? You can't shoplift and say well, it's a big company. What do they? I'm allowed to shop. I was going to pay for that next week. It was coming back. It was like a layaway plan. That doesn't work. And now this law firm is saying that $530 million is the current amount that makes this right? That's, just say round it up to 200 because they're doing the BS. What is this? I don't want to talk to you, whoever you are. They're doing the BS saying that, $530 million divided by 200 people, because they're doing the thing that's, it's up more than 180. This is a big scam in the business world. The business sold for more than $1 million. Okay, what did it sell for? $1.1 million, $1.2 million. Why wouldn't you just say it sold for, or they go the other way. It sold for, they did a sale and the press release is it sold for less than $50 million. Could have sold for $40. Could have sold for nothing. Saying less than $50 million doesn't get, but it gives people everyone just remembers the $50 million. So I don't know. I'm leaning towards Hertz on this one. I want to see the details and the lawyers. Rob at superspeeders.com. You send me some proof and maybe we'll talk a different thing. The biggest kicker here that is making me side with Hertz, I just got an Apple Watch. I don't know how to make it quiet. Right? I don't know. So you're going to have to, ding, ding. I don't know. That's a whole nother story. But the biggest thing here that is helping me side with Hertz is that these people were arrested and jailed, right? Now, arrested and somebody goes to jail for 40 days. That's not because they're sorry, misunderstanding. We see your rental contract. You're going to go settle up with the rental car agency. No problem. These people had to be convicted to go to jail for 40 days. So they've done something that then puts them in jail for 40 days. And I don't know, maybe they're not telling you that they went to jail because they had an outstanding warrant for car theft, or they're out on bail and they got I don't know what. Jeez, I'm gonna throw this watch. Gone. I don't know what it is. I don't know why these people were in jail, why they were put in jail, but you don't just go to jail. It's like a catch and release, right? Car theft, you go, you post your bail, you get out of there. So I'm sort of leaning towards Hertz. Hertz can reach out to me too. I don't care who reaches out to me because I think this is going to come to a head eventually. I'm going to report on it. I'm going to tell you what happened, but I can tell you, I'm not buying the fact that these are just these poor victims that went to rent a car and next thing you know, Hertz decided we don't like these people, or we don't know we have a terrible system for managing our 20 million rentals a year. And when something goes missing, we just hit the panic button and have the cops go find the car for them. That's what's being alleged here. I think if that was the case, if their system was that bad, they'd misplace a hell of a lot more than 200 cars over 7 years at 140 million rentals. What do you think? I don't know. I don't like class action lawyers. If I haven't mentioned that already, I'm going to mention that. Full disclaimer, I am not operating off of anything that is factual because I haven't seen anything factual. I'm just operating off of my experiences as a rental car guy and how hard it is to declare a car to be stolen. And I think that the police have standards in which they will have to cross in order to go after people. So I'm pretty sure it's not all that it's amounted to in the headlines that the news wants you to click. Oh my God, $530 million class action lawsuit because Hertz is having their customers arrested wrongfully. 1, 2, maybe, I don't know. I don't speak in finality, but if there are 200 people, do they deserve $3 million a piece for their misunderstanding? And I think even if most of them are probably wrong or in the wrong, and they're just lumping into the thing, yeah, I was arrested by Hertz, here you go, get me in there. They just want to throw big numbers at them to make it look like it. Because what are the lawyers going to do? Lawyers are going to keep a majority of that. Yeah, we have, $60 million in legal fees. They're billing out at $1,200 an hour times this guy and this guy and this guy and this 100 hours here, 100 hours there. There's always something in it. These aren't these saint lawyers that are doing it pro bono and just trying to help out the world and help out the people that can't afford to make things right. These are for-profit lawyers looking for somebody's back to jump on, to be like, I'm championing for the underprivileged and we're going to help beat you up, Hertz. I'm sort of leaning with Hertz on this one, and I think that's pretty valid. If you agree, post it up. If you disagree, post it up. If you work for Hertz corporate and you can share details with me, share them over. If you work for the law firm, I don't like it, but you can still email me and provide me some evidence. Otherwise, I'll have to wait till the actual legal briefs and to tell people what actually is being filed and what the net result is. Thank you for watching. I am not telling you not to rent from Hertz. I rent from Hertz all the time. That's a full disclaimer too. I have no loyalty to rental car companies, so I rent from Hertz, Avis, Budget, Sixt. I rent from all of them. But I would not rent from Hertz in fear of you getting arrested as part of your transaction, right? Simple as that. Unless you plan on keeping the car, not responding to the rental company, and driving it away for long after it's due back, then, you know what? You're running the risk of getting arrested. Surprise, surprise.